On tonight's episode, we're going to talk about drag racing.
RuPaul's got a body now.
Yeah. Welcome.
Welcome.
Episode number 86. Ultra RC Hobby Show.
86.
He's Chris.
He's Aaron.
So, we're going to talk about drag racing.
Yeah.
Quite heavily, thoroughly, in depth.
What do you got here?
So this is the Bandit we've been working on over the past couple weeks.
Last week they saw the tires go on.
Yep. And the chassis.
Yep.
So we put the new Protoform Corvette C7 Pro Mod body on this
and
bad
that's
boy.
made by Proline, right? Yeah.
Yep, Proline, Protoform, same company, but Protoform more or less does the
Road
on-road
cars and
bodies
stuff, yeah.
versus the like basher bodies.
A little more design, aerodynamics put into them, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, it is a Pro Mod. It has a lot more swooping lines, and it is a lot more aerodynamic in this back quarter section with all of the airflow going over top of this deck.
The rules are all steel panel cars, dude. Can't use a Pro Mod.
Hey, no other than our rules. So we're going to talk about this. We have a couple different versions of drag cars here. And Chris may or may not have started building one.
Yeah, I picked myself up a little Traxxas Bandito here.
A VXL.
And within 20 minutes or so, I had myself a drag car.
Yeah, he did.
So I got myself a Slash. We didn't have any of the kits in stock, so I bought myself the lower bulkhead, the chassis, and then a couple extra screws I needed, and I was good to go. All I need is a receiver box.
Which you need regardless if you start with a Bandit.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that's the downside of starting with a Bandit. I mean, you get the correct width, because these bodies are going to be pretty much an 11 3/4 to a 12-inch width of wheel track width, and the wheelbase is going to be anywhere from 12 to 13 inches depending on the chassis you start with, which we're going to go with short course style chassis because it's a little bit easier, kind of going to keep it the same across the board.
Everyone's
for everybody
kind of on
else.
the same field.
Yeah, exactly, same playing field. So this body is sick. I love it.
I like it, yeah.
It is so slung to the ground, it's not even funny. So I guess now the question is, what body are you putting on yours?
I was really looking at the J Concepts C10, the step side.
At 66 is mint.
But I really like the Proline Nova, so I might go with the Nova. We happen to have the Nova on hand to show you. Insert running sounds.
Down.
Look at that.
So this is the Murder Nova from the show. Everyone probably watches it, Street Outlaws. So this is the 69 Nova that is used in the show. Proline does paint it up in the Murder Nova color, which is going to be flat black. So it's going to look pretty sick.
BA boys.
Yeah, it's going to look sick. So that's the new one there. We're really excited to start getting these cars done. And the other cool thing that we got going on is we're going to start building these cars for people to buy.
Yes.
So we're really excited about that. If you didn't catch last week's live on Facebook, we actually talked about a little bit more in depth about starting with the Bandit VXL and building a base car, and then you can do all your add-ons, different things like that, change electronics, and do whatever you want to do. But we will start by building you pretty much a roller, or we can sell you a kit that has all the parts you need to convert to a rolling chassis to start drag racing. We also in-store, and we will have in the video description, all of the links and stuff you need to know on converting a Slash, parts you need, all that good stuff. So check on down in the description of this video if you want to know more information.
It's some sweet jumps with this bad guy.
No, it's a little bit.
So you hit the brakes, the whole car is going to go, and then the nose scrapes, and that's your brakes.
Yeah. So we're going to kind of go through the rule package right now because it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
So the rules. So the rules are going to be quite simple.
No rules.
So
Rule number one. Don't talk
So
about
rule number
drag
one,
cars.
this is going to be for the, like, we're going to call this outlaw door slammers / bracket racer class.
Wait, the door's out and open?
No.
Body slammer.
Body slammer. There we go. So what we're going to do
bottom.
is we're going to be going off a 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive short course chassis. Unless there's this distinct advantage of using a 4-wheel drive chassis, then we're going to make it so it's 2-wheel
Their
drive
own
only.
class, yeah.
Yeah. But what we're going to do is it's got to be 12 to 13 inch length wheelbase. So from center of axle to center of axle. Has to have rubber tires.
Yep. Front and rear.
Front and rear. 2S max.
Yep.
So you can just run a 2S lipo. You can run whatever motor and
What
speed
about
control you
2S
want.
high voltage?
I mean, their rules specify 8.44 volts max.
That's
So no. Well, I mean, you could run a 2S high voltage just at the regular voltage if you really wanted to. So 2S max has to have shocks and springs on all four corners.
Yep.
And
only one set of springs though, Aaron.
No, that's a lie.
Yeah, only one set. I'm applying this rule right now.
It has shocks and springs on all four corners.
I will be removing shock caps.
I hate you so much. I've been thinking about some stuff here. So don't mind me. And the last and final rule is the body must cover the tires.
Yes.
And there's no TSM.
No. Well, if you have a remote that has TSM, AVC, or whatever, we will have to make sure that it is deactivated before the run. Whether or not we just make sure on the Spectrums that it's turned off, or we have to put a piece of tape on the Traxxas ones so we don't get guys just cranking up right quick.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So that's going to be the big one, I think.
Because it's going to be a driver's sport, right? It's not. We're not out there drag racing your brand new Ford Edge with all your fancy electronics.
Yeah, the biggest thing is it's also going to be set up. If you have a radio that can do exponential things like that, that is fine.
Yeah, that's okay. If you want to mess with throttle curves, tuning your speed controller, that's all integral tuning. That's not stability management.
Or a gyro.
Yeah, exactly, right?
That's the biggest thing we want to get rid of is like the gyro, because on some gyros it will be able to correct the steering faster than you could ever think and then do it.
And throttle.
Correct.
Whereas
I mean, that's
TSM. TSM does it a little bit, but AVC does it a lot.
That's right. With your XO1.
AVC will torn it right down until it senses the vehicle straight.
Prime example. His XO1, we could only get 80 mile an hour out of it.
Yeah.
Turn TSM off and it was boom, 103 first pass. So it does make a huge difference. So we'll also have the DTS system, so the timing system set up for these at 132 feet.
Yes.
Is going to be the distance, which
1/10
is
of a quarter mile.
That is correct. So we're going to do that. We're also going to have a 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive unlimited class. So like we said, this class is going to run maximum of a 2S LiPo. If you want to run in the 3S unlimited class or 2-wheel drive unlimited class, totally fine. Throw 3S in there, just go have fun. That's totally cool. But this particular class, we're going to try and keep semi ruled and scaled, because I think it's going to look cool if we do Street Outlaw style, have a whole bunch of cool cars show up and they look really, really scale. I think that's going to be sweet. And we also don't want to race against 2-wheel drive buggies and other things like that. So that's the goal of what we're trying to achieve. So there's a couple parts that I want to add on my car. So
Me too.
we're gonna do. I'm gonna do the STRC wheelie bar on this bad boy, and it's a nice long aluminum wheelie bar with some bearings on the back of it. Chris is going to do the hot racing diff on his.
I'm gonna take off all my shocks and just do solid, and I'm gonna put foam tires on it.
So all the things we said we can't because he's a cheater, so he wants to run the unlimited class.
Turn my TSM up.
And you got to watch too, because there's about 7 or 8 bodies out there available now from J Concepts Pro Line and a couple other manufacturers. But you got to watch. Some of the wheelbases are different. Like the track width on this car is going to be 11 3/4 to 12 inch. But there is cars that will allow for a big tire, say like a 2.8 Stampede Prime tire. So that is still going to be allowed under this rule package.
As long as those tires are under the body, man.
Correct. Yeah.
But remember, just because you got more meat doesn't mean you got more power, right?
That's it.
You could be breaking axles, transmission gears, and
a lot
we
of
all
other
know
stuff.
that these cars have that weak pin in the input,
So you want to be careful.
which is something I'm gonna kind of work on.
Oh, we'll see what
Break
happens.
out
But
the welder.
this is going to be a for sure thing. So instead of doing just all rock crawling in the summer with the lives, we'll be doing an offset of drag racing, crawling, and we'll have some of the footage on the show as well. So we're trying to do something a little bit different. This car is going to be on display at Ultra. So if you want to come check it out, check our setup out, and then start building one. Like I said, I will have physical sheets here to A, convert a slash over, or B, us to build you one and build a sweet roller at that. And Sean Olson also dropped off his slash with the J Concepts Mustang body, so the 91 LX, the old Fox body. So if you want to come check out a couple other builds, we'll totally have that here in store as well. So please come check them out, and if you have any questions, obviously shoot us a message on Facebook, shoot us a message through our email, sales@ultrachobbies.com, and we'll definitely, we'll definitely be happy to answer all those questions.
If we get a letter, that'd be awesome. Send us a letter thanking us. Dude, I'm gonna race you so good. Oh, you don't even know that you've been raced so good.
I'm gonna race you so hard.
Good.
You don't even know that you've been raced.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. So we're gonna have a quick time lapse of Chris cutting out his body.
Yep.
And yeah, go check it out.
Check out my body, boys. No, that's all you get. So, drag racing. I got the Chevy Nova body, as you saw. It's time to cut it out. So, what I like to use, or what you're gonna need first of all, is either a drill bit for your body holes, or a body hole reamer, and a pair of nice body scissors. I like to use the curved tip scissors instead of the straight ones, just because of the fenders and everything. And then the other thing I'm gonna need is the ProLine two-wheel drive / extended body posts to mount this guy up nice and low so it sits nice and stanced out for drag racing. So let's go ahead and start cutting this body up. Whoa! So just like that, it's all cut out. So as you saw, as you might have seen, I like to do the bottom edges first. I'll do a pass like that, and then I'll trim up the bumpers, and then I'll do each fender individually, and that just makes it a little bit more streamlined in the way I like to cut my bodies out. Lots of people have different preferences. I know some people use a razor blade too, but I'm not that skilled with a knife, I guess. But there we go. Let's see how that sits on there. Ooh, there we go. It should sit just something like that. So the next step is getting those ProLine body mounts put up and see how she sits from there. So let's do that next. So we got her all mounted up. We got the ProLine body posts on. The only other thing I did is I did flip them around on the back, so it's going backwards. Because we were in the back window, so now we're sitting on top of the roof. But there we go. We're sitting on there. Everything is centered, front and rear. She's ride height is pretty nice. We're still gonna have to play with that once we get the proper tires and all the proper electronics in there, because she's gonna have to sit a little bit higher. But there we are. Body cut, mounted, holes drilled. So if you didn't see, I marked all my holes with a Sharpie marker once I got the body centered where I wanted it to. And then I was able to remove it, drill my holes, and then I was good to go. So there we are, boys. She's all set, almost ready to hit the strap. That is the end.
86. 86. The Hobby Show.
We're at 86 this episode.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I've heard it somewhere.
86?
Yeah. Like I know 886, like the Trueno. But what does that? We're gonna 86 this. What does that mean?
It's from restaurants.
Is it?
Yeah, when you 86 pasta because it ran out of pasta.
Yeah.
So I say 86 pasta. Everyone knows don't sell pasta on the floor. Like tell people that we're out of pasta. I'm not sure where it comes from, but it's,
After a little bit of a
Side note.
history lesson
Sidebar.
on what does 86 mean, we figured it out. So that's good. But yeah, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell to get notifications when we drop a new video.
Yes.
We've been posting a couple videos a week over the past couple weeks here, so don't miss out on any that we post the middle of the week instead of just Friday. So that's a big one. Don't forget to follow him on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Yes.
RC Deebs. Don't forget to check the shop's social media out at Ultra RC Hobbies on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and the old Snapchat.
And make sure you check out our website at www.ultrarchobbies.com.
Yeah, we've been adding new stuff up there, so check that out. So yeah, that is the end, episode 86. We really do appreciate you watching.
Yes.
And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Chris, you're legitimately a race car today. You're not a
Do
race
you like
truck.
my body on my body?
And on that note, I'm out.